Hello viewers and welcome to Let's Play Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. Let's not waste any more time and get right into the game. I'll see you after the cutscene.
What's going on? That's my blood. That's my blood. It's a lot of my blood. Oh, God.
And finally, we gain control of Drake. So, as Drake makes his very slow and treacherous climb out the side of this train, which we all know is going to fall just as he makes it to the top, I'll tell you a little bit about Uncharted 2. The game was developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. It was released in 2009 and won multiple Game of the Year awards. And these multiple Game of the Year awards prompted a Game of the Year edition in 2010. The Game of the Year edition mostly just has some multiplayer extra content, and the multiplayer in this game is very good, but not quite good enough to overshadow the story from the single player mode. So the game was only released on the PlayStation 3, and that, along with the other two games in the series, Uncharted Drake's Fortune and Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception, are only on the PlayStation 3. The first one came out in 2007 and the third one came out in 2011. There, as of right now, aren't any plans for a fourth Uncharted, but Naughty Dog is getting ready to release Last of Us in June, and that's supposed to hold the fans over until more updates are made on the Uncharted series. Uncharted 2 was the first game I played in the series, and it was also one of the first games I played on my PlayStation. I liked it a lot, obviously, or else I wouldn't be doing this right now. And right now you can get both 1 and 2 in a dual package deal, which is nice because you won't have to buy all 3 separately. But if you never played any of the games in the series, it isn't too hard to follow along with each game. They give you enough background information through dialogue and flashbacks that you have an idea of what's going on. So, as you can tell, the game is a third-person action-adventure game. It's a shooter, and Drake will be getting a gun pretty soon in this video. There are also some really neat puzzles that are used to break up the action in the game, and they're not overly hard, but it's a nice change of pace all the same. So this game, it's not too lengthy, probably about 8 hours for the single player mode. The multiplayer keeps people busy until the next installment comes out. This Let's Play, it shouldn't take too long. And also, there's going to be a fair amount of cutscenes, which I enjoy, but as you'll see in this video, they can get pretty long at times, pretty lengthy, 4 minutes long at some points. And we're about to get to one now, so I'll just let it speak for itself.
Buy me a drink, sailor.
Harry Flynn? Hey! What the hell are you doing here?
I'm looking for you, mate.
Uh-oh. Should I be flattered or worried?
Maybe a bit of both. Come here. I've got a job for us.
Really?
The client is willing to part with a huge sum of cash if we acquire a certain object for him.
All right, I'm listening.
Now, you're not gonna like this.
Oh, no. No, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, you just hear me out for a second.
Flynn, we both know 2 people who were killed trying to lift something out of this
And
place.
one who made it out.
Yeah, barely.
I can't do this without you, Drake. You're the only one who's cracked it, and you know better than anyone it's a 2-person job.
No. 3, actually.
Right. And speak of the devil, here she comes now.
What?
Chloe Fraser.
Nate. Drake. Nathan. Drake.
Hello, Harry.
Chloe here's one of the best drivers in the business. She'll take good care of us.
I bet.
Right, look. I've got it all figured out. We go in through the sewer.
Loving it so far.
That puts us in the courtyard. From there, we scale up the wall, run across the rooftops, and just drop down into the exhibit hall. Bob's your uncle. And what is worth all this trouble, I hear you ask?
I didn't, but go ahead. But that's it. An oil lamp.
Yeah.
It's worthless. I don't get it.
Neither do we. That's why we tracked you down.
Well, it sounds like you're working for a nutcase. Some collector who's got too much time and money on his hands. And by the way, this is not worth any of it.
But there's more. How's your 13th century Latin, mate?
Where'd you get this?
Borrowed it from the files of the nutcase.
In Trebizond, we were set upon by thieves. Father, Maffeo, and I were robbed of our greatest treasures. This was written by Marco Polo.
Yes, that much we were able to work out.
Unfortunately, the rest of it's nonsense.
Hey, hold on. So that it should not fall into the wrong hands, I concealed my great sorrow in the unlikeliest place. The light of the great Khan shelters the fate of the 13.
See what I mean? It's just gibberish.
He's talking about the lost fleet.
Yeah.
I don't know, someone want to fill me in?
Marco Polo leaves China with 600 passengers and 14 ships loaded down with treasure from Kublai Khan. And he lands in Persia a year and a half later with only 1 ship left and only 18 passengers. Now, he recorded every detail of his journey, but he never told what happened to all those ships and the passengers.
So somewhere out there are 13 ships loaded with the Emperor's treasure waiting to be found.
Yeah, and that is what your client is after. Hey, look at this lamp. It's covered in Mongolian script. It must have been a gift from Kublai Khan.
The light of the great Khan shelters the fate of the 13.
Marco Polo hid something inside this lamp. Something that pinpoints the site of the lost fleet.
So, we're dicking this guy over, right?
Damn straight.
Absolutely. You in then?
What the hell? I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
And judging by Drake's current condition, I'm gonna take a guess and say that their plan did not go how they'd hoped. But Drake's a tough guy. He'll make it through. Right? This shiny object right here is our first treasure. There's technically 101 in the game. One is actually a relic, but it counts towards your treasure count. So, for one of the trophies in this game, you need to get all 100 treasures. So, theoretically, you can miss one. We won't be missing any. And after you go through that part, you cannot get that treasure anymore. So, make sure you pick it up. First time I played this game, I noticed a shiny object, but didn't go towards it, and I missed that treasure. So, right now we're gonna get our first gun and our second treasure. And when you get a gun, that means you're gonna be shooting pretty soon. Drake, he's having a little bit of an issue. He's moving awfully slow. But the game mechanics, they're pretty good. When Drake's not moving so slow, he is easy to control. Jumping can get a little tricky at times, And right now, you're going to see, I'm going to start shooting at the guy hanging from one of these holes right here. And that is because there's a hidden treasure there. And we want to get all of them. I'm not adding insult to injury. I'm getting treasure. And that's my story. So, 3 down, 2 to go.
He's alive.
Now, those red marks around the edges of the screen is the game's health system. They can be useful because they also give you an indication of which direction the shots are coming from, and when you're too injured, the screen will go gray, and that means find somewhere to take cover or you're gonna die next couple shots. Here, I get confused and start walking in the wrong direction for a couple seconds, but as you can see, if you miss one of the treasures, you can backtrack, except for to the first one. We're going to be jumping up here again, and jumping, as you probably noticed while we were climbing up the train and then here, it happens frequently in this game, and it doesn't take Drake too long to get places, so it's not that bad. And this jump right here, yeah, that's an example of a jump gone wrong, which can be very frustrating in this game because normally if you messed up, or Drake messed up, you plummet to your death. But here, it's not too bad. We'll see in a little bit that my luck does change. And right now, you're supposed to be climbing out of that hole, and I'm not exactly sure what I was thinking. Thought I'd give Drake some time to do a couple dances, catch his breath by spinning in circles. Man, today is not Drake's day, but I smell a cutscene coming on.
Hello. Well, so much for foreplay.
You mind telling me what the hell is going on?
You mean with Flynn?
Yeah, you might have warned me.
And missed the look on your face? Anyway, you haven't exactly made yourself easy to find.
Talk about making yourself easy.
Oh, you're not jealous. Let's not forget who walked out on whom. After all, you don't get to be jealous.
Wait a minute, Chloe.
If it makes you feel any better, my relationship with Flynn is strictly professional.
Really?
Mostly professional.
Oh.
When I figured out he was actually on to something, I thought you'd want to be in on the action.
So what's the plan?
Just like we said, we pull the heist, we find the ships, and we make off with the treasure.
With Flynn?
Mm-hmm.
And then?
And then we split the take 3 ways, and you and I just disappear. Together, this time.
I see.
Until then, he can't know about us.
He's gonna be pissed.
He's gonna be fine. Trust me.
What could have possibly went wrong? Seemed like such a keeper of a plan. This train crash couldn't have been anything other than an accident. There's no way. Drake, he's making all the right choices. So anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, trying to make sure that Drake does not die. And we do. That is one of, I'm sure, many deaths that will happen as a jump gone wrong, which was what I was talking about earlier. But this time, we make it, and apparently Drake has superhuman grip to be able to go across this and do many of the things that he does. So we'll turn around now, and as you'll see, we're going to get the 5th and final treasure in Chapter 1. This treasure always gives me a little bit of a problem because I always forget to grab it, and then I remember as soon as the beginning of Chapter 2 starts, and I realize, darn, I missed one. But we got it this time. Also, generally speaking, I'm going to be editing out all of my deaths and falls, so thankfully you won't have to watch me fall and fall and fall. And that brings us to the end of Chapter 1. So what really happened to Drake, and will we find out how this obviously accidental train crash came to be? Find out next time on Let's Play Uncharted 2. Thanks for watching, and have a good day!